Hey, T. Good afternoon to you. Yeah, it's too bad that you have to deal with them so much. If only you could have the kids without the parents. Yeah, I get it. Cool. Let them see the face they're mad at. Yeah, why not? Now the question is, how disturbing is the new orientation here going to be? Is it going to be completely disruptive and impossible? Time will tell. But it makes for a pretty good mobile stream, so give it a shot here. All right. You can't see the middle of the bottom of the screen. I know. I know. It's offensive. I don't know if you've been tracking any of the my recent experiments with mobile stream stuff or not. But the numbers are kind of hard to argue with. And granted, they're not most consistent. But then again, I've not been streaming the most consistently. I think the first couple times on here, I was like, ooh, let me also throw in a mobile stream. Mobile stream was like 15, 20x the number of viewers. Well, here's the exciting part. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been trying to dual stream. You notice I didn't dual stream for this one. That's because this morning, YouTube unlocked for me. Maybe it's for everybody, and I'm not special, but YouTube unlocked basically a dual stream in one stream. So I can run a horizontal and a vertical at the same time, which is why I'm reorienting things, because YouTube is automatically cropping my stream for mobile. So it should be the best of both worlds, where now I don't have to run two chats anymore, which is pretty neat. So now it just becomes like, okay, how can I adjust to support two at once? Because ideally, I'd like to serve up different footage to each, like optimized footage to each. But I mean, YouTube will catch up. Like honestly, the unified chat for me is like, okay, I can move stuff around on my screen. I can make adjustments. I can figure out how to make that not a big deal. Just excited to be in the cool club. All right. And now I have to get used to centering things on the screen, which isn't a bad thing, I don't think. I think it's probably a good thing. And then we'll just have to Oh, thanks, T. And then it's like other little things where it's like, okay, it looks like I can't tell actually. Like I think my chat box is like a little off of the bottom of the screen. Hey, little rat. I don't know what you're saying. Also, now like this is all boring inside baseball stuff, but I'm also finding that the preview of what it's going to crop is really important. So I think I have to make myself a pre-screen overlay onto the screen that shows me like the exact bounding box that middle of the screen is going to be. Just so I know before I go on that I spend less time rearranging things when I do go on. Even listening to blueprints as your lock-in focus on task music, and it makes me want to play I do want to play The Witness, absolutely. Look at this. I don't think I'll need this anymore. Get out of here with that. Hey, D&D, yeah, how's your game going? Or is this going to be your first session? I don't recall. I know you're planning it out and getting it started. Can I really not go small? So like 118, something like that. And 17. Okay. Let's get rid of some stuff. Oh, you can if you want. I should probably jump in there then. Which gives me the chance to rearrange some more UI. Hey, Construct. I do want to play Viewfinder, but I also feel like I should honor the spooky month. All right, hold on. No, I think I would enjoy it for sure. All right, let's see.
All right, hello, test.
Oh, you're definitely there.
All right, I am on my phone for the first time. Let me know if there's an echo coming back from you. Also, don't mind my voice. I am sick.
Oh, well, it's a perfect time to call in then.
It's a perfect time to call in.
Definitely do that.
I gotta turn up my ringer because this is on a voice call right now.
Yeah, Construct. It's weird because since YouTube is now handling the two streams, I don't know exactly what. Like, I spent some time this morning. I couldn't figure out how to like manually go to the vertical view. And I'm guessing that it'll offer it up to people that are like scrolling through shorts, because I definitely saw, I think, some of that traffic this morning. Oh, now I hear myself.
Okay, yeah. Let me see what I can do.
Okay.
I'll just turn you off speaker, but have you super loud on the non-speaker version.
All right. So the vertical view is up, but I don't know how to verify that anybody's actually seeing it, which is kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know either.
One was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So this will be. No, I'm still here. So this will be your second session?
Yeah, this will be session 2. We played, the first half of the story. So it's like a story split into 2 parts.
Mm-hmm.
And we played the first half of the first part. I did a lot of reading from the read this to players text boxes because my prep, the 2 hours beforehand, I was synthesizing all my players' backstories, and one of them wrote the history of these 5 wars back to back. And one of them is an elf, so she's lived through all of those.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't come into play until the second part of the story. So I come in and it's like, well, none of that is relevant yet for the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do my best, but they had fun. So I
Well,
definitely
that's
didn't
good.
do best practices, but I'm very rusty.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's how it goes.
that is how it goes. It was
But
good.
hey, I mean, time at the table, time spent practicing. I mean, that's all you can really do, right?
Time spent with friends.
That too. Definitely. Oh, that's awesome. I'm excited for you. Do you know how long the game will run approximately?
I don't. We're gonna try to finish the second half of the second half of this part of the murder mystery part in the library this Friday, because then we have to take a 3-week break.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Construct, how are you doing?
Okay.
Aggravated.
Sorry to hear that.
Uh-oh.
That's never fun.
Also, this is the most expressive my voice has been all day, and it's getting so squeaky.
It's not. I mean, does it hurt to talk? I feel like
No, not at
you
all.
have to choose your words carefully.
I gotta choose my intonation carefully. No, it doesn't
Okay.
hurt to talk. I'm on Dayquil right now, so it's got painkillers for the sore throat.
Hey, what's up, Fishman51? Welcome to the stream.
Hello, Fishman.
Maybe I might need to make the chat box taller. I feel like it's gonna only show like a couple of things. Maybe that's fine.
It is kind of short, but then if someone does something silly, it can be
It goes
washed
away.
out.
Gosh, I spent most of the day standing around waiting for people to move furniture. Couldn't move the furniture yet. Sorry to hear about that.
Move furniture at work?
Okay, so in one of these earlier sessions, I've jotted down some ideas for a contract from hell. Now, to use them.
This is shocking. I can definitely tell which part of the test my students studied.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to hide knowledge.
Well, some of them who got like a 100% on the second part got a D on the first part.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. I'll grade the rest of this in the morning. Construct, that sounds like a whole lot of workplace drama.
History, Island, coastal town.
I don't know if I should be thankful that the only kind of drama I deal with in my workplace is teenage drama.
That is painful, though.
It is painful, but they're learning how to be adults, and grown-ups should already know better.
That's fair. Okay, so I think if I'm going to make this contract from hell puzzle, so I'm probably going to have to write it by hand.
Ooh.
Now I say that because some of the stuff that I want to do would probably take much longer and be more annoying to try to do it digitally.
Yeah,
Now,
that makes
I'll
sense.
still be making it digital because I'm gonna probably do my classic scanning, putting stuff in, Sharpie on white paper and then scanning it in. But I want to do things like having a page where the words are spiraling on the page, and the idea of trying to I'm sure Matisse could be like, oh, just I have hotkey 57 set up, and here now you have spiral text in Photoshop or whatever. But I just imagine myself going crazy trying to do that, whereas I can draw a spiral, put it underneath a sheet of paper, and use that as a guide to write things out. So I might just do it like that. It might take me a little bit of practice, but also then it's all handwritten, which will feel probably nicer.
If you want a guide for writing a spiral, a spiral is just I could write you an equation for a spiral real quick. Do you know what the
But I would just probably freehand a spiral on a piece of paper and then use that.
Oh, I would think print it and then trace your words onto that spiral.
Print it and then trace. Oh, if I wanted a precision spiral, I think. Yeah. Well, part of the question too is part of what I have to experiment with is to see how tight I can make it, because the tighter the better. Ideally, it starts on the outside, and then as it goes in, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter until you can almost not read it. Hey, Luke. Also, hi to you. The plaintiff heretofore referred to as the sucker must, under penalty of perjury, fulfill the terms of the contract here within outlaid in full, parentheses of that which is stated in verbatim. Basically,
that's a whole lot of legalese.
Basically, that's what I'm aiming for.
I think, trying to remember the equation off the top of my head, it's x squared plus y squared equals 1 as a circle. Oh, it's a parametric curve. Let me graph it real quick. I have my graphing calculator right here. As in, I have the website Desmos pulled up.
Hey, Gravatal.
Welcome to my classroom.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Certainly setting definitions and then adjusting them elsewhere. I did a little bit of research for this idea, reading terms and conditions, licensing terms, a couple of weeks ago. And so in my head are just some basic ideas, because I don't really know legal law stuff. Obviously I'm gonna learn a little bit of it for this puzzle. But the first thing that stands out is at the beginning is just endless definitions, it feels like. Depending on what's being talked about, it's we have to define the parties, we have to define what the user means, we have to define what all of these nouns that are going to be used throughout and what that pertains to. So that feels like a fun opportunity to set it and then reset it at different times. That would be annoying to track.
All right, let's do an equation for a spiral. If you go to desmos.com/calculator, and then you use the equation t cosine of t, comma, t sine of t. Excuse me, I'm writing something in the chat. That is a parametric equation for a curve. And then you can change the range. So t is less than 0 is less than or equal to some even number times pi. And you can just type the letters pi.
Gotcha.
It makes a beautiful curve.
It does.
You seen it right now?
Yeah, I just pulled one up, so then you can adjust. Let's see. And it's just a matter of sort of zooming out to see how much of it I want.
Or if you want to shrink it down, you can, after each t, you can do a slash, like the one under the question mark, and then divide it by some number. I'm trying right now to divide by 4.
Yeah.
And you can do that for both the x and the y coordinate. And That'll just shrink it down for you. It's the same thing, just scaled down.
Well, that's helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I don't have to freehand draw a spiral if I don't want to.
And it's a perfect
Or
mathematical.
well, obviously that's necessary. I can't have an imprecise spiral. That's the first thing my party's gonna notice.
Yeah, not with me around, you can't.
Exactly. Numbered sections. Okay.
So you can figure out a way to screenshot that and print it, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I think I can use that, especially because
there's a wrench in the top right of the Desmos window. You can click it and you can remove the grid and the axes.
Nice.
So it's just blank, and then you can print that. You can also change the color of your graph if it's currently, I think it's probably red for you. On the top left of the window, like where all your equations are, there's a gear at the top of that. If you click that gear and then you click the color of your line, you can adjust the color there. I'm doing this all on my own computer as if you can see it.
I can imagine. And now I can go back and I can use your instruction. No, I can definitely see pulling it and potentially modify. I'll have to see whether the spiral on a page would, because like the perfect spiral is going to technically cut off at the edges because it's not going to be oblong, right? It's not going to be tall.
Squarish spiral? I can make you a squarish spiral.
I knew you would as soon as I said that. But at the same time, if it cuts off and you have to like wrap it around to carry on the words, that might be better. So I'm probably just gonna have to experiment with both and see what looks better.
Okay, wait a second. How do I make a squarish spiral? Let me try to remember it from memory. Okay, it's x to the fourth plus y to the fourth. That's it.
So I think that my basic idea for this puzzle is it's basically because there'll probably be some sort of like there's a fight brewing with a creature in a hell. The context here is the party's kind of going through levels of hell to save an NPC. But rather than just make it, can you beat this devil creature, then you can release your friend. That may still be a factor, but it's like, hey, this contract binds them here. So unless you can find a way out of that sucker, that is sort of the puzzle. So buried within the legalese is probably a very simple set of things that would need to be accomplished, or even just verbalized, that would basically nullify the contract. And that's sort of that's the that's almost the joke of it. So the challenge will be burying it while still making it accessible. I've never really tried something like this before. I guess a little bit, because I've put like journals and wizards stuff together, and you want that to feel appropriately technical and academic.
Okay, yeah, I don't know how to make a square spiral.
Oh, that's okay.
I know that
I won't hold it against you this time.
I know that x to the fourth plus y to the fourth equals 1 is a squarish shape. It's a squircle.
Nice.
But I don't know how to spiralize that. Construct, I could ask my lawyer friends why stuff is written that way.
I think it's funny. I think the iOS legal terms That's probably a great place to reference.
There's someone singing
Somebody.
operatically in the hallway.
Oh, that's because you're at the school. That's
Yes.
it's like that. There must be a story behind that one.
Nope, that's just a student.
It would be kind of fun to create an absurdity of definitions. So for a specific section. So I think maybe the way to think about
User and the arbitrator and like all that stuff.
No, like if we have a there'd be an initial section that, because to some extent it would have to start out very reasonably and then descend into madness the further in you go. So that pattern should allow for like, okay, establishing these tropes, like we've all read contracts, we've all seen like legalese that kind of looks like these things, but then it gets worse and worse and sillier and more absurd. The idea of having a section where you define a complex set of ideas behind the term user. Well, why not define more terms? Why not define more things and pack them into those words? And then you could have a page which is seemingly a series of nonsense things, but we've defined separately what each of those words expands into effectively. It's almost a code.
Worst.
It's almost a code, yeah. Or you could define things to be the opposite of how you're implying them and how you're using them. Right? So, every use of this word on this next page, it actually means this. So that if you're reading it separately, right? Like, again, just sort of obfuscating almost for the sake of it.
No, you know what that is? I remember when I was in topology class, senior year, we had to explain a proof, and every single noun in this proof, and many of the verbs, had their own definitions, and those had their own definitions. And so reading any sentence required minutes, if not hours, of study to understand what was going on.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's basically a little translation game in the midst of a contract.
It's a translation game. It's very high level, topic specific knowledge and information.
Mm-hmm.
And you need 3 levels of information to unlock it.
Yeah.
That's awful. When do we start?
A reference to multiple numbered sections in different areas. So like if there was a bunch of stuff, but then somewhere it was like, okay, so if you reference, section 3, subsection 4, paragraph 5, and section 8, like start to like the combining those different things. Oh yeah, construct. That's a really good point. In order to even write, because I'm trying to think about like, in order for this puzzle, this is the toughest. This is going to be the toughest piece of it. Where should I write this? I don't know if it even matters writing this down. The reality is that the effectiveness of this puzzle has everything to do with what it feels like when you hold it. Because if it's only 6 or 7 pages, that doesn't feel very threatening. If it's dozens of pages, it's like, what is this, right? Like, this is the contract. So, like, in terms of include a section about something unrelated, there's going to have to be all sorts of things that are in this document that it's like, why is all of this explained? Why is it? It's like, stuff being read into record almost, where it's like, why is this needed? But it's needed for some specific part.
Opposite of my math textbook, because that purpose was make everything as condensed as possible by layering as much information into every word as possible. You're expanding this.
Mm-hmm. I think so, because then it's like, how do I, like, this whole thing has been signed and ooh, that's another trope. Signed versus initialed versus notarized. So the absurdity there could be different meaning, different meanings defined for signed pages versus initialed. And only certain dates apply, maybe.
Oh my gosh. A kid just said, yes, g of x is a function because the question named it like a function. That's very silly. That's not the answer I was looking for.
Dedoy. Checkmate. Gotcha.
That's very silly. That's not the answer I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a smiley face.
Yeah, for the effort. Or the lack of, I guess.
Did you see that Discord just updated its terms and services?
Oh, I need to add that one.
That could also be a, hey, let's all research what we're actually agreeing to when we're using Discord while also researching for D&D.
Well, that's the thing. At the end of the day, it might be a puzzle that's just not very much fun. It might be
could be a fun prop that they don't actually care about.
That's right. It would still be fun to make. Like if I can make a 30-page document that works as an arbitrary way to inflate the page count, you could write out a portion of the contract, then rewrite that same section in a different language and include an appendix with the other language. I think so footnotes and appendices. That's so in terms of absurdity, I only have one question. And that question is, how long can a footnote really be?
Up to all but one line on the page can be footnote.
Yeah.
I've certainly seen things like that.
Yeah, I think so. I think we can aim for that and even push beyond.
You gotta have your asterisks, your double asterisks, your crosses, your daggers.
Appendix accounting for the location in the document of entirely unhelpful words and phrases. Like the idea that, like, okay, in the appendices, it's like you're going through the appendices and it's like, the phrase in the document with like the notation of where to find that. And I was like, I don't need that phrase. Or like, you know what I mean? Just like strings of text that are throughout, like this is what's being collected. Oh, construct. I need to look at House of Leaves.
Yay.
The challenge with House of Leaves is do I want to look at it for fear of just taking all of its great ideas out? Luke, subsection 6, paragraph A, in reference to define as being blue. In fact, red defined predates Article J unless it is a Tuesday. That's a good point. Oh, just look at the layout. Yeah. I'm not totally opposed to using color. Potentially. Ooh, different fonts. Yeah, isn't it? There's like a very specific, like, isn't there like a legal font? Is it like a Courier? It's something with it's a serif font always.
No, Courier is a typewriter font.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that, but it'd probably just be like Times or something boring, right? Just something that everybody has.
It's something angrier.
That's if I was to type it out. So maybe I would have some that's typed and some that's handwritten. Maybe it would become more handwritten. Struck and edited. So sometimes in cases where like maybe there's going to be a reprint or whatever, but if you got to sign it right then, it's like, okay, we'll cross that out, initial it or whatever, and then so parts of the contract could be edited. The U.S. Supreme Court mandates Century family fonts for briefs.
Oh yeah, Century makes sense.
Sounds like you're in like a tank. Sounds like you're in like one of those, like a sleep, like a, or what are those tanks that people come out of like deep water they go into? The pressure controlled so that they don't explode or whatever that is.
Sorry, I missed the question.
I just said you sounded like you're in like a tank all of a sudden, like something hollow and metal.
Blow my nose.
Depressurization tank. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. This is what you get when I'm not wearing my headphones.
It's all good.
I think I need to make a map for my game on Friday.
What kind of map do you need?
A grid map of the library, the one in Larlock. Something playable.
Well, that wouldn't be tough to make. That'd be a lot of blocky shapes.
I'm considering just drawing it on some grid paper.
Uh-huh.
I'm not the most crafty D&D person yet.
It's totally fine. We all get started somewhere. You're plenty crafty anyway. You'll have easy time getting into it. Hyperbaric chamber, that's what it is. There should probably also be descriptions of
just crochet
and its
while sick with a job.
It could be a detailed listing of the NPC's sins.
Yeah, right. And you want all the color changes woven in, don't you?
Let's see. So text can be small. Text could be big. Text can be spiraling. Text could be handwritten, could be crossed out. I wonder if I could, depending on what I end up printing this on, I could make sure that for at least some of it, probably all of it, I like text written over overprint or like over typed text.
Or like a printing error?
Yeah, or just like there was so much to include that it was just multiple passes on this page. The trick there would be making it still technically legible, but just really annoying, right? Like, yeah, like the line height, but also if you change like the font size and in particular the spacing in between the words, you can basically dance, I think, the words in between each other.
Oh my gosh!
Wouldn't that be the worst to have
That's
to like?
hellish.
So it's
literally
like
hellish.
It's like
Good
page
job.
2 is overlaid on it. Yeah, I like that. I was also think
Awful.
like half on one page, half on the next. Can you like see through the page or whatever? Or maybe even if it's not transparent, maybe it's just like, like all of the nouns are on page 37, but all of the verbs are on like something, every fourth word is of course separated out and added unnecessarily to the sentences in the following section. So it's like you're sitting there with like multiple like, God, it's so obnoxious. Luke, you're also trying to make maps where you keep getting distracted by quality creep, rescaling everything from a 35 mil grid to 100 mil grid. There's some quality loss issues.
One time
Yeah.
I think I was a sophomore in high school, and I was feeling really petty against one of my teachers. Maybe I was a junior.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was sociology class, and I went into it thinking it was going to be fun, and it was a joke. So, or maybe it was a history class. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I made this PowerPoint as ugly as possible because I was not happy with the class. And I remember one slide it was a serif font, but every third letter was a sans serif.
That's pretty awful.
Nothing was at a 90-degree angle. Everything had different font sizes.
It'd just be painful to read, I think.
It was horrendous.
I mean, I could include other languages. Okay, so I need more coffee. Here's another. Not only is my face in the center of the screen, and this is a dual stream, which is only the second one of these I've ever tried to do, even though YouTube, I think, could be tricking me. I'm not sure that it's actually working. Doesn't really matter. I'm also going to try this while I go get more coffee. I've never pressed this button before. Don't know what it does. So, good luck.
Enjoy your coffee.
See you guys
I'm
after
gonna drive
break.
home.
You drive home. All right. Catch you later.
See you next time.
Definitely. Bye-bye. Okay, so only you guys will be inflicted by whatever happens when I press this button. I'll be back after I get my coffee. Nothing happened? Good. Do you have YouTube Premium by chance? Sorry, Gravital. That means the button worked. Each trophy turned on its side. Good. I'm glad. Lots of really good ideas. Just back to dancing shadows on the cave wall for you, Luke. Yeah, YouTube Premium definitely for us was one of those like no-brainers. Once we tried it, it didn't seem like much until we were like, oh, this is actually a substantive, especially since we're not like big cable people. It's like if you watch anything online, YouTube pops up a lot and it's like, wow, this actually is a lot of time spent. Anytime we're, you know, foreign YouTube experience on somebody else's, you know, house or whatever, it's like, wow, this is painful. How do people do this? Hey, Torden, 2 streams one day? Just wait until your mind is blown by the 3rd stream tonight. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. Never cross the streams unless you need to. Such a nonsense. I mean, a lot of stuff in Ghostbusters is nonsense, but that one in particular was always like, yeah, whatever. It worked a lot better when I was a kid than it did later on in life when I watched it. That's awesome, Torden. Ooh, there should be a bunch of potential like the contract is written like in the eventuality, in you know, given these situations, here's what we should do about it, and that list could be that would actually be a lot of fun to write. Yeah, I don't know what I mean. Honestly, I mean, the real answer construct is that I guess like at this point it'll be interesting to monitor, but like, you know, I guess in YouTube we trust, right? I'm gonna throw my lot in with this new thing that they're doing, because the promise of combined chats when it does work is just too good to pass up. And then we'll just see. It inserted an ad when I stepped away, or at least it was supposed to, but only if you. Obviously, it won't if you have YouTube Premium or whatever. Is that what it's called? YouTube paid YouTube, whatever it's called. So there you go. Doesn't affect you, but I don't know if it's always been that easy. It's tough because there's that. What's that? It's like that new Shine thing when like certain stuff starts coming out that's new. It's like I'm starting to see everything in the UI that's new, where it's like, wait, I haven't seen that button before. I haven't seen that one before. I think this last month of YouTube releases, or in the last few weeks, they've released specifically features for live. So one of them was like, not like you don't just have the choice between ads on or ads off. I think it seems like they introduced manual ads, but maybe it was there before and it just wasn't presented well. And the new UI makes it so that I can do it. It's like, shoot, if I can control that an ad only pops up when I walk away, that's not so bad. Because I rarely do. Wonder if I could do... I don't know if I like the idea of other languages necessarily. Translating might be a... I don't know if... Maybe. Yeah, the way that I read it, at least, was that it shouldn't trigger anything unless I tell it to. Totally manual, but I don't think that's ever the case though for people coming to your channel or swiping away. But I mean, we'll see if people say otherwise. I just want to make sure, especially for streams like this, that it wouldn't inject itself in the middle of like talking through an idea, because that would be really obnoxious. That'd be really frustrating to miss stuff. Wonder if I could do some sort of invisible ink thing. Pages could be numbered, but in a subtle way out of order. Combine the invisible ink with the overtype. I mean, invisible could indicate crossed out sections, signed sections. Definitions could redefine the order numbers should be used sequentially. Could make it slightly more obvious by referring to an appendix that appears empty. Yeah, there would have to be sort of hints, and then a reward if you then check. Like, for instance, if there was like, okay, if I could make it so that, you know, I could use the old blue light trick, where it's like if you have a certain type of light shown on it and there's sort of a reference to it, you could find all the invisible printed stuff. But then if you took it upon yourself to also check other pages, the reward would be, okay, you've also solved this other puzzle. So there would have to be a clue to it. Yeah. Yeah, stuff that appears empty. For sure. I wonder if you can even print in ink like that, or if there's some trick for like printing in a way that, like I said, some of this I may just have to write out. It may not be a way around that, which is fine. Oh, photocopied and or yeah, like faded or actually I kind of like that idea. Yeah, definitely faded and photocopied. It could also be improperly copied across multiple pages, acquiring, combining, layering pages to get the full. Like I'm imagining, like, oh, there was magical photocopy. I mean, I think like the further you get into these tropes, the more people are willing to. It's like, are there First of all, are there printers in hell? Yeah, yeah. I think actually that's where most of them are manufactured. At least given my experience with them, uh, in 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 home in my home and my personal and professional lives. I think this is where I think that's the actually printer. Where's the inspiration list? Instructions. So, so the idea that something was like misaligned when it was photocopied, but then rather than correct it, they just photocopied, they just misaligned another couple of pages. So you've got like across a few pages or just like part. So you have to like hold the pages up or like cut them to shape and like piece together. Ooh. Um, uh, so like I'm imagining like print stuff where it's like, oh, we printed a new section and so that's we've applied there's like a you know, for the photocopied version we took these words or these pieces and we've, you know, sort of you glue them over the top and then that's how you, but it's like those have actually been improperly done. Please ignore those specific edits and you've got to like work around them somehow. Oh. How can we forget Santa Claus? I mean, that in the entire premise of the Santa Claus, I guess spoilers for the was this late 90s Tim Allen Christmas movie, but the entire premise of that movie is based on an improperly made contract that you don't realize you're agreeing to. Ooh, could I uh certain pieces of the contract are only available texted texted line by line. So if there was a section if there was a section of it where it's like for the remainder of this section, you know, please send a text message to this number to receive the remainder digitally, and then just be like sentence by sentence from like that could be an abuse of a Google Voice number, or it could be the best use of a Google Voice number. basically, you know, secure information requires confirmation of your identity, and then so you have to. It's basically a quiz of parts of the contract that you have to answer via text before you can. I love that idea. I don't know if I'll go through with it, but I love the idea of it. Luke, you've been buying and playing murder mystery packs. Well, that's cool. When he played at a pub, was missing some. Oh no, that'd be. I hate. Yeah, that would not be fun. I mean, unless that's the point. Maybe the true mystery of that one was the one that you found for yourself, which was, where's the rest of my game? Where, if you track that down, then you really know. Oh, you can go online. Okay. I love this. I love the texting idea. I may have to set up some auto texting stuff to make it happen. There's a limit of 2. There's 12. 12 how many pieces? There was a ton missing. Holy cow. That just sounds like a garbage game. Pack has critical information hidden online. You need to figure out the password and use your logins to get those files. We have 3 elements hidden in the puzzle. Gotcha. Needed the height of a mountain, the name of a lake, and the price of a soda as the password. See, some of that stuff can be, like, from a puzzly perspective, that stuff can be fun, but sometimes it sounds like that kind of takes you so far outside of, like, the real world in terms of stuff that you'd actually have to, like, uncover, that it's like, I don't know. To me, it stops being as fun. There could be, actually, on that idea, could have be out of line to have, like, exhibits or examples. So, like, visual aids, images used. I'm not sure how that would get incorporated necessarily, but maybe. Yeah, we definitely don't want sections here that are easy to decipher. Section 1, Section 2, Section 3. No, that won't work. That won't work. Not for a contract from hell. Okay, so the highest standard number for Roman numerals is 3,999. So we could start with like, so XC is 90. Just giving myself a reference here. CM is 900. For a brief 10-word description, please refer. Actually, the way that you would do that is for a brief 10-word description, please refer to the underline words from pages 122 to 1228, something like that. CC. Wait. Right, so that's something nice and wholesome. I could see that. Okay, so M is 1,000, hundreds is C, but why does this 10XL? No, I didn't. What's that one called? I need to pull it. I didn't watch the trailers. I just read the descriptions that were like embedded for the games. Endless threads. Ooh. So I guess I've never looked closely at Roman numerals before. So beyond 300 and beyond 30, we start introducing the letter D for hundreds. I guess it's the same as the V gets introduced at 5. So 10. So L is 30. No, L is 50. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. L is 50. Okay. M equals 1000. C equals 100. X equals 10. D equals 500. F equals 50. V equals 5. Y equals 1. I think that's how it works. The numerals 4 and 9 are, subtractive notation where the smaller symbol is subtracted from the larger one. Right. Okay. So that's why this is 246. Cool. And this is 100 away from 1,000, so 900. And that's 10 away from 100, so 99999. Okay. Yeah, definitely want to use. I definitely want to use these. These are good. Good examples. And again, the trick here would be, section 1, 2, 3, 4, and then section 246. There's no reason that they have to go in order. There were issues with the previous 241 sections. See, now I'm crossing mediums, which would be, I don't know if I can I justify it? The two ideas now that cross mediums, but it might be worth it. Hell crosses dimensions, right? Hell can, the two ideas are, one, the idea that passages or parts of the contract are only available texted to you line by line, which would just be wonderful. And the other idea is that additional pages can be downloaded and viewed or printed by typing in an incredibly long address by hand, because it's going to be printed and handed to the players. But that doesn't make any sense within the it is fun. It would be fun to uncover that. I know it could just be tongue in cheek. It could be fancied up in another language or something like that. That's true. It is magic. Well, and it's also, if it would be fun at the table, is it worth bending a little bit for something like that? Definitely should be something. Certain passages only viewable in certain places. If upon somewhere in there, you know, NPC freed immediately if requested politely immediately. Upon receipt of this document. But that's like, you know, 20 pages in. Like if they take the contract and leave wherever they receive it, certain pages just go blank. You can throw in a whole quest like rescuing Princess just to ask for a shoe size for the... I could probably have pages that are different sizes. You know what else would be great inspiration for this there should be some sort of like you open up to one of the pages and it's like one of those kids pages from Denny's, you know, where it's like, wait, what? And then you've got to like ignore any and all pages fixed with brass staples. Ooh. Yeah. Certainly those like minor imperfections would come into play. Didn't the isn't it that time of year? Isn't the McDonald's game kicking up the Monopoly game? I feel like that would be a good source of research for this too. Oh, also drug commercials. Oh, I don't know, Constar. That's a good point. I think my, you know, in this brainstorming phase, in this where I'm really pushing, this is really more about, let me get every possible scintilla of an idea out on the table, because that's going to give room for editing down to the really good stuff. Is that what is it called? McMonopoly? It's not called that. It probably should be. Okay, this one's partially inspired, I think, by tea. Like something like an actual, imagine like a, numbers laid out on a plotted grid system, and then providing a relatively simple function. It's like, just plot this sine wave on the graph, and then reference the, like, obfuscating the things to go do. Hey, Empress, how's it going? We were just coming up with all the different ways that a contract could be considered from hell, so that I can build all of those ideas into a puzzle that I'm making for my party. Oh, sorry about that. I think it would help, and this is something that I want to get better about, but it's also tricky because it's hard sometimes to know until it's like that hour. But I think it would be better if I, scheduled a live date in YouTube like a couple of hours out. Of course, it has to be. It has to be. There has to be a part of this experience that is a legit choice, and then a later part of the contract stipulates depending on the choice that you made. Like, there's an element of like, you have to destroy this contract in order to even read it. Or something, right? There's something to that. Was there a what are those what are those things that all the kids would do? I wonder if there could be like folded or like origami pages. Or just especially if I spelled origami correctly. You know that thing where it's like, you open, close it, you pick a thing, you close the flap. It's like a little game. I don't know what they were called though. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, oh, this is how you find out who you're gonna marry someday. origami. There should be something that's another part of like math, the dividing of like, I'm imagining like a contract for like royalties or percentage, or need a sticker. Oh my, yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh, that would be the worst. Unfortunately, the following section, a series of stickers have been applied over the top. Simply remove them to spoilers. I like that, Luke. I like that a lot. The tricky part is finding the right type of sticker material that would not completely tear up and ruin the page, but is also like annoying to like sit there like with your fingernail and like pull it apart. I'd have to literally find the same like discount sales sticker type material, because that's the stuff that always peeling off of things. Don't worry about that. That's a future Ryan problem. That's true. Yeah, the treatment of the paper. The treatment of the paper could help. Or just stipulate that, you know, replacement page is available upon request. It's like you could tear the page up, that's fine. We'll just provide you another one, and the one that you get has more stickers on it than the last one. Or if you'd prefer, we can replace the page. It's like, sure, give that. Then you replace the page. Oh yeah, are there government? Maybe there are forms. Ooh, there should be some. Is there a way to work in a form that needs to be filled out? Multiple copies. We'll need 3 copies of the following form. It's like part of solving the puzzle requires you to actually mail in a piece of the contract. You know. Proof of contract and postage. Paid postage provided. Oh yes, it wouldn't be. Yeah, perforation. Perforation would have cost the department too much, or something like that. I don't know why, but just like noticed. Yeah, provide box tops, cereal box tops. This page has entirely too many vowels where they don't belong. Our apologies. It's drink more Ovaltine, kid. Don't forget to drink more Ovaltine. This is good. This is a lot of really good ideas, guys. I think my next step is I need to build my sort of research. I need to build a research folder. I need to get all of these examples together, because this is how, like, it's going to be the inspiration of these direct examples to say, great, now I'm going to take that idea and then reformat into this, because it almost has to exist at a base layer in order to then sprinkle in all of these like kind of puzzly things and jokes. Oh yeah, that's a good follow up. Yeah, like all the vowels are missing on one page and instead are on a separate page. Coffee table book. Nothing comes to mind right now. But I know Construct's been reading House of Leaves, and I think it's been having a good time with it. Okay. Oh yeah, what was the other? Photo and stream chat. Checking it out. Oh, thanks for the Roman numerals. I didn't even see that. All of page 13 is technically part of the footnote. Yeah, that's the thing. I think multiple pages, like could footnotes entail like entire sections, you know, or like multiple pages is basically just the footnote. Like the section itself is actually very brief and reasonable, and then the footnotes basically deconstruct and completely change the nature of what was said. to the point where it's like, why wasn't this just rewritten? Footnotes could contain the entire back and forth debate between devils about which language should be used. Coffee's great. Can't complain. I think this is good. I think if even a third of these ideas make it into a puzzle, and it might even be worth I might even warm up with trying to make like a really lightweight version that only is like a front and a back or like a couple pages. Because honestly, I mean, the other reason to have a lot of fun and go deep on this is this. I think a lot of people would have fun incorporating this into their games. Yeah, I can totally. Think the easiest place is Discord. I know where I want to put them in the future. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Just like a Patreon notes repository or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. I think I can definitely find a place for them. Maybe I just need like a stream notes or I don't know, like I know. You're telling me you're waiting. Although the other nice part, which I can see it in my in the screen capture, I'm very excited because the nature of the new stream layout requires me to make all of my titling smaller because it's got to fit on that middle third of the screen because of how YouTube's doing it. So I get to make new versions of my all of my like standard stuff that I typically use. So Preparing to Fail got a new form, and as soon as I fit that all together, I'm like, ooh, I think I'm really gonna like this. I'm gonna like the that challenge. Okay, well, that feels pretty good. Pretty good for now. Well, it also, I captured it, the way that I captured it out of OBS, put like a weird tint to the photo, but whatever. I wasn't gonna fuss about it. I was just happy to be on stream for a little bit. It does look like the, I don't know why it like coded it green, but it was fine. All right. Well, hopefully I'll be on here in a couple hours. I really need to do some crafting. I could also do research around this puzzle. Could also do some other prep. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'll figure it out. But at least I only have to build one stream now going forward. Thanks so much, Luke, and Construct, and T for all of your help and chatting and such. Also, Empress. I know you were in here for a bit too. Not sure if you still are. Yep. Yeah, you guys all have a good one. And we'll catch you guys again soon.